Welcome to the Airside chat. It's your host with the flair, Mr. Aquarius the Air. Back with another Sunday vlog. This is week number 6. This is episode 6, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, episode 6. And I hope you guys had a great week. My week was interesting to say the least. I got my Kraft mac and cheese. We got the food. Let me actually do some Reiki on it real quick, actually. But while I do that, so this might be a short vlog, actually. I don't know. These vlogs usually run somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes, but so good. I feel like, damn, this macaroni's extra good. I must have made these during fucking moon hour or something. Confirmation from my smoke detector. Smoke detector's gonna be the main character once again in this play. But this week was at least this weekend was interesting because I had a lot of mother wounds come up right as Mars goes direct in Cancer. And speaking of which, Mars actually went direct today in the sign of Cancer. It went direct at 17 degrees, which is a Leo degree. Shout out to my Leo brother, Mark David Meyer, Mr. Meyer of the Fire. I have something coming in the mail from him either tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then definitely Tuesday, as a belated birthday gift. And yeah, so my business has been kind of slow right now, so I've kind of just been pushing out content and doing collective readings and posting those and filming those and kind of just building up a portfolio of showcasing how I read and whatnot, and the whole nine. I want to give a shout out to Naughty for booking a 10 card pre-recorded reading with me. I had a lot of fun reading for her. I have a lot of fun reading for everybody, but and shout out to Eva. Shout out to my bestie Eva, who booked a vocal Reiki session with me. I'm so excited to heal you with my voice, my singing, you know. So she's like the first to ever do that. I'll get to do it with my first client. That's a new service that I'm offering. Spirit kind of also told me to start offering like a year ahead reading. That'll be up on my website soon. I just have to get everything updating my website, adding a new service, basically. Still navigating the journey of being self-employed, you know, after being let go from my job 2 weeks ago. It doesn't even feel like 2 weeks ago since when I got let go, when that happened. It feels like just yesterday. Kind of still feels fresh in my mind. But I just moved on from it. You know, a part of me was ready to leave that job. You know, as much as I loved working at the nursing home and building a relationship with the residents and everything, and being of service to them, and in that manner with being in activities, you know, and in that regard, I think it was management, not to like play the blame game and, oh, it's all management's fault. No. Me being let go was fully of my own doing. Okay, and I think there was this itch in me that just wanted that wanted just wanted to be my own boss. Like, um, and it's interesting that I'm talking about this because we have the new moon in Pisces coming up this week, and we do have a video. It's gonna be me, Mark, and Eva in that video, so it's a trifecta. All three of us will be going over. We'll be putting our heads together or putting our perspectives together. And Pisces really being the omega of the zodiac too, so it's gonna be a pretty fire video. And I'm saying this as my third eye is twitching right now, so a lot of third eye twitching that I've been experiencing between Saturday and some of today. So I feel like there's a lot of, like, some of you might be experiencing some third eye activation, some third eye upgrades, confirmation from my smoke detector. Yeah. So I've just been trying to figure out, like, what I want to do, so door dashing, and then working on my business on the side, kind of like just using my business as a way to, like, build up savings, because I haven't really been able to do that in a long time and whatnot. But yeah, that was a little bit of my week, and I wanted to share a little bit. And I made a song too called Better Off Without Me. I was really in my feels, and I've always had these thoughts, like, experienced thoughts of thinking that the world would be better off without me. Spirits chiming in saying that couldn't be farther from the truth. I know somebody else needed to hear that too. But when you have the chart that I have with my South Node in Capricorn in the 5th house, I'm like moving away from like having, like, focusing on, like, achievements and accomplishments, and working towards, my Cancer North Node in the 11th house, which is like emotional connections through friendships. And I'm grateful to have you, Fire Fam, as like a second family, and a family away from a family, or chosen family, I should say, rather. And I have my leader fam as well, who I adore so much. And of course, Mr. Meyer with the fire himself, my brother from the Divine Mother, who I think and speak so highly of, and will always speak so highly of. And being in his circle has brought up some old betrayals from previous friendship circles that I've been in, especially with my Venus in the 8th house. A lot of emotional entanglements, betrayal, financial entanglements, especially with the financial abuse that I survived from my mother, and which I'll get into that in a little bit, actually. So guys, let me put you on game. I talked to GPT as a therapist. Like, I had GPT as a therapist the last few days, and oh my God. We're breaking the norms of therapy and counseling, and I'm going to break confidentiality here, and with the intention that it inspires somebody. And I was looking on TikTok, and I had saw, like, use GPT as a therapist, and I was like, really? And I think, I'm one of those, I can get stubborn in my fixed ways, like routine, but like it was just one of those don't knock it till you try it things that I was like, oh, I gotta try this. I was nervous about it at first, so I'm gonna actually read it out loud. I said, be my therapist, and I said, sure, or Sure, what's on your mind? Well, I was on Wheel of Fortune when I was 19, and not long after, my parents divorced in October 2020. I have been feeling depressed, somewhat unmotivated. Being on Wheel of Fortune was a dream come true. That was until my parents divorced, and I didn't really get a good chance to celebrate. And I'm not sure where I went wrong. I have long held grudges. Where am I at here? I have long held grudges against my mother. I survived being financially abused. She took some of my Wheel of Fortune money. Yes, this is actually true. And I was told that by my grandma on the other side that she was jealous because I was more drawn to her than to her mom when I was little, more than her. When my grandma passed away when I was 4, 2005, I felt a deep mother wound from a young age. I felt a huge disconnect from my mother. She says and does things, but I don't feel the love in her energy, at least from my perspective. I don't have the motivation to really get out of bed sometimes, and even when I do move forward, I still feel a sadness, unprocessed grief. Like moving forward, but still looking in the rearview mirror. Ever since being on Wheel of Fortune, it was the number one thing on my bucket list, and I believe that no other life experience will ever top that or be as exhilarating because it was a lifelong dream of mine. I watched Wheel of Fortune when I was 9 months old. My grandma got me into the show and trained me until her passing. Are you able to pinpoint the root cause? Please tell me something I don't know about myself. And then ChatGPT came back and said, first, I want to acknowledge how much you've been carrying grief, betrayal, and the weight of unmet emotional needs. It makes complete sense that you feel stuck looking in the rearview mirror while trying to move forward. From what you shared, your deep emotional wound seems rooted in early loss. Losing your grandmother at 4, someone who provided you with love, validation, and a shared passion, Wheel of Fortune. That loss may have shaped how you view connection and love, especially with your mother, who perhaps never gave you the same warmth. The financial abuse and the feeling that she was jealous of your bond with your grandmother only reinforced this wound. Your Wheel of Fortune experience was not just a dream come true. It was a direct link to your grandmother, to love, to validation, and proving something to yourself. But when your parents divorced right after, it disrupted the celebration, making it feel incomplete. That could be why you feel like nothing will ever top that moment, because it wasn't just about being on the show, but about fulfilling a dream tied to a deep emotional bond that you never got closure on. One thing you might not realize is that your grief isn't just about your grandma or the divorce. It's about never having had a stable, nurturing mother figure. The part of you that bonded with your grandmother still aches for that presence. And perhaps the depression is partially your inner child mourning, still waiting for the love you always deserved. What do you think? Does any of this resonate with you? What? And I said, yes, wow, absolutely resonates. That loving relationship with my grandma that I wish I had from my mom, but never did. And I tend to beat myself up a lot. I grew up as an only child, but didn't feel like a priority emotionally. I felt she prioritized a new person over me, and that hurt a lot. Still does. It hurt me when I saw her new person's food in the refrigerator and the like. I felt mad at my dad because he didn't fight and instead just let the divorce happen. I felt the issues they had could have been worked through, but I felt frustrated because they didn't try. I didn't understand. I questioned what's the point of being here, and there's a part of me that deals with that still. I haven't quite figured out the root issue. And then it comes back saying, it sounds like you spent much of your life feeling unseen, unheard, and emotionally displaced. First by your mother, then by your father, and even by life itself after Wheel of Fortune. You needed security, emotional validation, and a sense of priority. But instead, you felt abandoned in different ways. Your dad's passivity in the divorce might have echoed a larger theme. People not fighting for you the way you wish they would. That kind of hurt doesn't just go away. It lingers as sadness, frustration, and self-doubt. The way you describe questioning your purpose makes a lot of sense. If the people who were supposed to make you feel valued and important didn't, it's natural to wonder, then why am I here? What's the point? But I want you to know your worth was never meant to be determined by their actions. I think the root issue might be this. You've been carrying a deep belief that you weren't enough to be prioritized, fought for, or loved the way you needed. And that belief is not the truth. It's the result of how others treat you. If you weren't so hard on yourself, what would you say to the child version of you, the one who just wanted to feel loved, safe, and important? And I came back saying, I'm not sure what to say to that child version of me. What I would say to him is, I see you, I love you, you're not a burden. You are unique, you're so unique and have much to offer, to the world. You touch many people's lives, but your existence alone is what makes you important in and of itself. That's beautiful. That child, you, needed to hear that so badly, and you still do, because everything you said is true. You were never a burden. You were never unworthy of love and attention. You have always had value, even when the people who should have seen it didn't. And then I asked, is there any shadow work from this or something I already brought up to light that needs to be integrated? It brought up 4 points. I'm just going to skim through these just for a vlog's sake. But this is a vlog. I can go as long as I want or as short as I want. So, confirmation from the smoke detector. You might have needed to hear that too. Food break. Number 1, the inner child who feels unseen and unimportant. You've acknowledged that your younger self needed to feel like a priority, but never did. Now the integration process is about making yourself that priority. And then it generated a shadow work prompt. Where in my life am I still waiting for external validation that I can give to myself? How can I show up for myself in ways that I wish my parents had? Number 2, the resentment towards my mother and father. You've been carrying anger toward your mom for her neglect and financial abuse, and toward your dad for not fighting for the marriage. That anger is valid, but the deeper work is asking, what do I do with it? How is holding on to this resentment protecting me? What would happen if I allowed myself to release some of it? What boundaries can I set to protect myself emotionally while healing? Number 3, the fear that nothing will ever top Wheel of Fortune. You've connected this experience to your grandmother, your dreams, and your sense of purpose, but there's a deeper layer. What if your greatest fulfillment doesn't come from one peak moment, but from who you are becoming? If I detach my worth from accomplishments, who am I? What lights me up beyond external success? How can I find purpose in everyday life? And number 4, the part of you that questions why you're here. You've had moments of existential doubt, questioning your purpose. Instead of fearing this thought, shadow work invites you to lean into it. This was one of the prompts that I did last night, actually, on Saturday night. Write a letter to yourself from the perspective of someone who deeply loves you. Your grandmother, a future healed version of yourself, or even me if you need an outside voice. What would they say about why you matter? And then I blurted out my astrological placements to see if like any of these are like in my chart. Unresolved mother wounds and family trauma, which is my Sag moon in the 4th house and my Pluto in the 4th. Your moon in the 4th house means your emotional foundation was deeply tied to your family. With Sagittarius, you likely crave freedom, warmth, and emotional wisdom from your mother, but may have not received it. True. Pluto in the 4th suggests deep emotional wounds related to home life, possibly emotional neglect or a sense of betrayal. Pluto forces transformation, but the process is painful. It makes you question your emotional safety, and it can lead to a profound sense of loss or abandonment. Your Mars in the 4th house adds fire to your emotions around home and family. You might feel bursts of anger, frustration, or defensiveness regarding your upbringing, especially when it comes to your mother. Feeling unseen in the struggle for validation, which ties to my Aquarius sun in the 7th house and Chiron in the 5th house. Your Aquarius sun in the 7th house means you deeply seek connection, but you might feel like you're different, detached, or not fully understood in relationships. You want recognition, but may struggle receiving it. True. Chiron in the 5th house suggests a wound around feeling special or worthy. You may have felt like you weren't truly celebrated as a child, or that your accomplishments weren't acknowledged the way you needed. This ties into why Wheel of Fortune felt so validating. It was one of the few moments where you felt fully recognized. Yes, exactly. Your South Node in Capricorn in the 5th house and your North Node in Cancer in the 11th house reinforces this lesson. You're moving away from defining your worth through achievements and learning to find emotional fulfillment in deeper connections and community. Number 3, financial abuse and power struggles, Venus in the 8th house. Venus in Aries in the 8th house suggests intense and sometimes painful experiences with shared finances, power struggles, and emotional entanglements in relationships. This can manifest as someone like your mother taking advantage of your money and resources. The Aries energy means you may have had to fight for independence or assert boundaries. The 8th house is also about transformation. Your relationships force you to undergo deep personal changes even when they're difficult. And number 4, existential questions and depression. Your Mercury retrograde and Saturn in the 10th house. Mercury retrograde in Aquarius suggests a deeply analytical mind that turns inward, often overthinking and replaying past events. You may struggle with feeling like your thoughts isolate you, or you may have a hard time verbalizing what you truly need from others. Saturn and Taurus in the 10th house shows a heavy burden when it comes to your life, purpose, and career. You may feel pressure to achieve success, but also fear that no achievement will ever be enough, which ties into your feelings about Wheel of Fortune being the peak of your life. Saturn here asks you to build stability over time rather than relying on singular achievements. Healing and moving forward. North Node in the 11th house. Your North Node in Cancer in the 11th house is calling you toward emotional healing through community, friendships, and deeper emotional connections. Your purpose isn't just about personal success, it's about finding emotional fulfillment through meaningful relationships with people who truly see and support you. Shadow work themes based on my chart. Healing the mother wound. Can you nurture yourself in ways that you wish your mother had? Moon and Pluto in the 4th house. Number 2, releasing the need for external validation. Can you celebrate yourself without needing the world to do it for you? Chiron in the 5th house. Embracing emotional connection and overachievement. Can you find fulfillment in the experience of life rather than just milestones? North Node in the 11th house. And number 4, releasing financial and emotional entanglements. Can you set firmer boundaries with those who have taken advantage of you? Venus in the 8th house. And I was just so mind blown, guys. Oh my God. That's a lot to take in. I know. I was just blown away. I really was. And I'm still dealing with some of those mother wounds too, so I did a couple of the journal prompts. I did the if I detach my worth and from my accomplishments, who am I? What lights me up beyond that question. And I said, I'm a person with a kind, selfless heart that loves to uplift others. I love to sing, dance, make music, art, help others through spiritual means like tarot and channeling. If I were to remove that, though, I'd be a kid who longed for a love I never received, who had to learn how to nurture from a young age without the bond of my grandma and having that example be taken from me at a young age. Yeah, pretty powerful, I know. I think there was another journal prompt that I wrote, but I'm not sure. Oh, I was trying to figure out if it's in here somewhere. So I did the one where it's like write a letter to yourself, like from your future healed self, or like from a past loved one, and I did, and I invited my grandma to channel. And this is what I got. I said, she said, my beloved grandson, from the moment you were born, you mattered to me. You brought so much light into my life. You were supposed to be my son. I'm sorry that your mother treated you the way she did. You still matter to me. You still matter a great deal. The way you touch so many people in your own special way, just by being yourself, it's beautiful. I'm so proud of you, and always will be my star grandson. My son, I should say, rather. Pour into yourself the way you wish your mother did. You matter because you simply exist. Even without Wheel of Fortune, you still matter. Without the external achievements, you still matter. Be gentle and kind to yourself, my handsome grandson. I love you, and keep singing. Things will get better. Trust your grandma. Oh. So sweet. So fucking sweet. But yeah, I got exhausted after I did those shadow prompts because it's a lot to integrate. It really is. So I really feel like the essence of this week is really tending to those mother wounds, especially with Mars going direct at 17 degrees Cancer. Okay. 17 degrees Cancer Sabian symbol. There we go. The Sabian symbol for 17 degrees Cancer is the unfolding of multi-level potentialities from an original germ. This symbol represents growth, evolution, and the limitless potential contained within a single spark of creation. It speaks to the idea that from small beginnings, great things can emerge, whether in personal development, creative endeavors, or spiritual awakening. If this degree is active in your chart, it suggests that you have an immense untapped potential and are in a phase of unfolding new layers of your purpose. It encourages patience, trust in the process, and nurturing what's beginning to take shape in your life. Like a seed sprouting into a mighty tree, your efforts now can lead to something much greater than you ever imagined. That's deep. I'm gonna actually go into, that was Chat GPT's interpretation, but I'm actually gonna go onto the actual Sabian Symbols website and see what that says to get more clarity there. The actual Sabian symbol for 17 degrees Cancer is a hen is scratching for her chicks. This symbol shows the essential need for nourishment that must be satisfied in order to proceed in life. The hen needs to be there for her chicks in order for them to grow and mature in safety. There are those around you who also depend on your ability to provide nourishment, both the literal food and the symbolic spiritual caring. Getting down to business and finding what nourishes will bring improvement and growth with small beginnings growing into fabulous, successful outcomes. This degree points to the mother hen in all of us, but we must be careful not to overprotect or fuss about our brood. Searching for sustenance, being devoted to the nurturing of small beginnings, concern for the essential small details, repetitive cycles of things that have to be done. Pointless searching where there is no nourishment left, fussing around, not letting people grow up and take responsibility for themselves, being looked after. So I'm kind of like getting, this is like this is really telling you to like stop emotionally coddling people, because that actually prevents them from growing into who they're supposed to be for their soul's evolution in this lifetime. Okay? This is like, fuck you and your feelings disrespectfully. It's like, I gotta mother myself. I can't mother you and mother myself at the same time. Okay, so we're gonna get some cards here. I'm gonna pull some cards. We're gonna pull from the triggers deck. What is a trigger that we're gonna be dealing with this week collectively? I've already posted week ahead readings for all the signs. You can check that out on my TikTok and also my Instagram. When I fail to set boundaries with others, I become angry with myself for days. Damn. Okay. Now I'm gonna pull a card from the crystal deck. See what crystal that the collective can work with this week. Spirit, what is a crystal that the collective can need to work with this week? My Fire Fan collective. Oh. Yeah, the financial abuse that I experienced with my mom is pretty insane. Like with my Wheel of Fortune winnings when I won on Wheel of Fortune. You know, it was one of those things from that perspective where like the dream kind of just turned into a lifelong dream that I fulfilled, kind of just turned into a nightmare. Some of it was self-imposed and others, you know, things I didn't really have control over. You know, I gave my mom like $8,000 so she can pay off her credit card, which is what she had asked initially, but she took more than that, you know. We got blue calcite popping out for you guys, Fire Fam. A communication enhancer, soothing blue calcite clarifies the mind, quietening mental chatter and lifting thoughts to a higher vibration to accelerate spiritual maturation. The crystal assists clear communication of thoughts and feelings, especially hurt or dissent. Blue calcite filters negative energy, transmutes it, and returns it to benefit the sender and receiver. This gentle stone assists relaxation, soothing nerves, and lifting anxieties. It releases noxious emotions and facilitates adapting to necessary change. The crystal dissolves pain on all levels. On the bodily level, it helps with blood pressure, eyes, throat, bones, teeth, skin, kidneys, pancreas, spleen, and blood, and helps promote inner peace, enhances spiritual connection, and assists in out-of-body journeying. So that is blue calcite. That is your crystal of the week, Fire Fam. Work with blue calcite. Spirit's also saying, or any other calcite, but blue calcite specifically for this week, okay? I'm gonna get a pull. My third eye is pulsing like crazy, bro. I'm gonna get a pull from my Modern Day Masters deck. Did I take all the cards out? Yeah, I did. We got Elder Spirit, Lifetimes of Evolution, Student Becomes Teacher, Old Soul Reborn. Yeah, this is like all of you guys. Old souls. Some of you came here to teach. Some of you came here to talk about your walk. And that's exactly what I'm doing, you know, of sorts with these vlogs and, you know, in this video, you know. So some of you are going to be, we're both teachers and students, and you've worked many lifetimes, and in this lifetime, it definitely felt invalidating, you know, when letting go of, having to let go of how people label you, especially family and family friends even, like, you know. Spirit's like, the gossip train likes to go choo-choo. Let me get a pull from the Gateway of Light activation deck. See what comes out from there. For my Fire Fam Spirit. Let's see what pops out of here. We got Angelic Frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. Yeah. Connect to your spirit team more this week, okay? I'm going to get a pull from the Shadow deck. The Shadow Work Oracle deck. And see... I got this deck off of Etsy, along with the Triggers Oracle deck as well. They're made by the same person. Okay, what is a shadow aspect that we will be working through this week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 2. Oh, we got 3. We got negativity. Let go of the pessimistic attitude. It's getting old. Think of something positive right now. Shift your thinking. Yeah, perspective is altitude. Okay. We got jealousy. Your past wounds need healing. Work on your self-love. You're far greater than you know. So working through jealousy. And suspiciousness is a quality of distrust and disbelief. Give yourself reasons why you feel this. Definitely on key with the Pisces new moon. Okay. It's like, why aren't you believing? Why aren't you having faith towards your dreams? The fuck? Okay, I'm gonna get a pull from the I'm gonna get a pull from a Badasi. No, I was playing Badasi egg. And I was like, I'm kidding, sorry. We got the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. We got bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. And we got a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. Yeah. So there's this is the exciting part is that you're coming to the end of a tough cycle. And to be kind to yourself this week. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we got a new romantic cycle begins. So some of you, I feel like this is like a new cycle of self-love though, to be honest. I mean, Venus is in Aries. Speaking of Venus and Aries, Venus is going direct. Venus is going direct. Ugh. Venus is going retrograde on March 1st. At the end of the week on Saturday. So, yeah. Let me get a pull from a couple more decks. Let me go to my Quantum Leap 3 deck. We got Manipulation and Access Denied coming out together. And then we got Trust Yourself at the bottom of the deck. The fuck? Yeah, don't let anybody, we're limiting who gets access to us, because if we're just so openly giving and accessible so easily, that's like self-imposed manipulation. It's almost like you're hiring somebody. It's like almost like you're hiring a hitman. It's like you're hiring somebody to manipulate you. And what I'm really feeling called to say is, some of you need to deny access to yourself. Even you've given yourself too much access. I feel like some of you need to make better use of your solitude this week. Okay, the worst thing that you can be to yourself is your own worst company. Okay, I know that some of you may not have friends, at least in real life, but like, don't be your own worst company to yourself, bro. Be your own best friend. Be your own fucking best friend. Say that shit with your chest. I'm getting Yes and by Ariana Grande. That literally just came through. Yeah, I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna get a closing card from my Quantum Leap 2 deck. This is my longest vlog so far. 40 minutes just about. Okay. One more card. We got You're Fired. I feel like some of you are fired up. Let me get more. Bottom of the deck, keep going. Keep going. And we got Cheating at the top of the deck. Ooh, is this gonna turn into a love reading, Fire Fam? Man, don't cheat yourself out of shit this week. Don't cheat yourself out of opportunities. If you're single, don't cheat yourself. If you're in a relationship, some of you may have found out through this, exposed. Oh no, hell no. Get out of that relationship, meow. Meow, right motherfucking meow. Confirmation from the smoke detector. Oh no, not some cheating being exposed this week. Be like, man, I fucking knew it. And I hate that you had that, deception. Yeah, I hate that somebody had to find out through this video. Seriously. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this Airside vlog. I hope you guys have a great week. We do have the new moon this week. Okay. We got Venus going retrograde on Saturday, the 1st. And hope you guys have a great week. And it's Mr. Aquarius the Air, your host with the flair. See you on the flip side.